and salutations. My name is Ollie, and here's your loaf of daily bread. Today's words of wisdom come to us by way of T'Challa, King of Wakanda, and he says the following. Now more than ever, the illusions of division threaten our very existence. We all know the truth. More connects us than separates us. But in times of crisis, the wise build bridges, while the foolish build barriers. We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe. If you've been watching my videos a while, then you'll know that I'm willing to pull wisdom from any source. I've pulled wisdom from Disney's Frozen, from the Star Wars trilogy, Lord of the Rings, and now I'm pulling this line from the Black Panther movie. So what? This is not the first time I've quoted a fictional or mythological character. Just because T'Challa isn't historically real doesn't mean he doesn't have wise things to say. And I think that you'll agree that what I've shared with you today is indeed great wisdom. Maybe I'm just biased because I've been saying virtually the exact same thing for many years. And I've shared a number of videos on this topic already, expounding my view that all humans belong to a single family, a single tribe, as T'Challa says. I've also expressed the opinion that humans are at their best when they are working together, collaborating, supporting one another. We have to bridge the gaps that separate us so that we can work together. And we have to stop being foolish and erecting barriers and boundaries because they don't get us anywhere. And in fact, I would say if they ever had a productive value, that value has since been wiped out by modernism, by globalism, by the fact that we can communicate with people on the other side of the planet instantly, at a moment's notice. In a world like this, barriers are of no use. They're a detriment, especially when we have the scientific and historical knowledge that indicates that we are all one people, that we all have a common origin. And I can't stress this enough. Maybe I'm the only one that finds this fascinating, but this is a point that everyone has to agree on, whether they are fundamentalist Christians or Dawkins atheists. The fundamentalist Christian thinks we all came from Adam and Eve, and the new atheist believes that we all evolved from a common ancestor. So whether you approach it from the biblical standpoint or the scientific standpoint makes no difference. You have to agree with this premise, that we're all one family, one tribe. I know some people who get into conversations with others who have very different viewpoints, and they do so with a combative approach. My approach is a little bit different. I make it a point to find common ground with people I disagree with before we get into the disagreement itself. This makes the entire exchange far more valuable for both parties, because instead of being a shouting match or a battle to prove who's right and who's wrong, it suddenly becomes an actual, genuine exchange of ideas. Because we've established that there are certain things we agree on. We're not completely at odds. To me, this is the bridge between atheism and theism. Whatever we think about God, its nature, its name, etc., etc., at least we agree that we're all family. That's a big one. If we start from that premise, it's going to change the whole flavor of the conversation. Because now it's not two enemies duking it out, it's two brothers having a conversation about something they just happen to disagree on. And both sides are going to be a lot more willing to hear the other side out. So let's start building bridges, my friends. Let's knock down the barriers, let's build some bridges, and let's support each other as if we were all one single tribe. It's not as if we were one single tribe. We actually are. We're one family, one race. The quicker we can get that shit in our heads, the better off we're going to be as a whole. That's what I think. Until then, we're going to keep spinning our wheels and making no progress and moving closer and closer to disaster. Well, that was a gloomy way to end the video, but sometimes that's how they end. Sometimes they end in a gloomy manner, so I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for joining me, and don't forget to live well.